Let's freaking go. Mets win, baby. 5-1 over the Washington Nationals. First game of the season, first of 162, and it is in the books, and the Mets came out to play. How about that? Robinson Cano, he can still hit a baseball. Tyler McGill, Siler McGill, and then Pete Alonso. Hopefully he's okay because he ended up getting drilled late in this one. But we got a lot to talk about. Before we dive into the action, be sure to subscribe if you are Met fans. We recap Met games here pretty often. Can't guarantee I'm going to recap every single game. It's 162 after all. But I'm going to recap the majority of games. So be sure to subscribe if you are Met fans. Turn the notifications on as well so you don't miss when I upload. And yeah, let's just dive right into the action right away. So this was an interesting one. First at bat for Starling Marte, he introduced himself pretty early as he pokes one to right field for a base hit. Unfortunately, though, that's a little short-lasted as he gets thrown out by Keibert Ruiz, who apparently has a hose behind the dish there. JD Davis walks in that inning, but unfortunately, Lindor will strike out as well as Pete, and the first inning ends. And then how about Tyler McGill in the first inning? I mean, his entire outing is great, but the first inning strikes out Hernandez, Cesar Hernandez looking, gets Soto to ground out, and then he also sits down Nelson Cruz on a gross slider, and you have yourself a 1-2-3 inning from Tyler McGill. How about that? A guy that wasn't even supposed to be in the rotation. One inning, but it's like, okay, this guy's dealing already. Second inning, Escobar grounds out in his at bat. Unfortunately, this was a short inning for the Mets. Cano grounded out as well, and then Canna got caught looking there, and the Mets go down in a 1-2-3 order. But then Bell pops out the center. McGill was throwing in the high 90s, and my God, this is a new mechanics from Tyler McGill. Absolutely insane. And if he's gonna throw in the high 90s and with those mechanics, oh God, the MLB is gonna have another problem with the Mets. Jacob deGrom, Max Scherzer, and Tyler McGill. Okay, sign me up. Fortunately, though, McGill allows a double to Keibert Ruiz as Marte bobbled it in right field. So that ends up turning into a double. And then you have Lane Thomas, who reaches on base with an error as Lindor, just a garbage throw there to Pete Alonso way off the bag. And all of a sudden, you look like you're in trouble, but no, Tyler McGill gets out of the jam and gets, I almost said Wander Franco. Wow, definitely not Wander Franco. That'd be a problem. But Michael Franco to ground out into a double play. And we head to the third, where again, another 1-2-3 inning. Unfortunately, you have Jeff McNeil striking out McCann, who grounds out as per usual, and then Starling Marte flies out as well. Alcides Escobar, my God, I should have specified that in the notes, but Alcides Escobar hits one to left field, and the Nationals get up early. Then he ends up tagging out Escobar after a failed bunt attempt from Robles. That was ruled out, and then that ends up getting overturned as they reviewed it. I don't know how they overturned it with how close it was, but sure. Victor Robles then moves him over, though, on a sac bunt in the next pitching sequence. Then Cesar Hernandez gets the first base on a weak grounder, and the runner goes to third. And you're getting a little bit concerned, but no, Tyler McGill, gross fastball to strike out Juan Soto, gross high fastball specifically. And then Nelson Cruz grounds out to Robinson Cano, and McGill gets himself out of trouble again. And all of a sudden, we are in the fourth inning. JD Davis, he gets a solid hit. But unfortunately, Alcides Escobar decides to be put himself in the Gold Glove conversation early as JD Davis just nothing he could do. Just a solid play by Alcides Escobar. Lindor then strikes out. That became a theme all night. Alonso with his first hit of the season, he gets a single up the middle. Fortunately, though, Escobar then he gets a double, but he ended up getting gunned out at home, and it's a questionable call, but I'm nitpicking there. The Mets won the game, so I'm not going to complain. If this was something that, decided the game, I'd be complaining. Josh Bell then grounds out the third. Ruiz flies out the center. McGill strikes out Lane Thomas. Yeah, McGill was dealing. And then the fifth inning, how about the Mets bats coming alive? Cano gets on with a nice bunt down the third base line. How about that? Robbie Cano still has something in him. Mark Canha then gets on with a walk. The Nationals had the bullpen going at that point. Jeff McNeil then with a single up the middle. And then all of a sudden it's bases loaded, no outs. And James McCann ends up getting hit by the pitch and the Mets go up 1-0. Of course, the Mets get their first run of the season from a walk. And the Nats then go to the pen, and it is Victor Arano who comes in to the game for Patrick Corbin, who had a little bit of a rough outing there towards the end in that fifth inning. And it ends up working out for them as Marte ends up grounding out to a third. But Marte ends up being safe at first base. So a runner did come in the score, and it is a 2-0 game. JD Davis then hits into a double play, and they were questioning on the broadcast why Dom did come in the pitch hit. To me, I don't know if I would go to Dom there. I mean, obviously Dom was needed later in the game, but I don't know. Questionable, but you want to trust JD a bit. So I can understand it, and you don't want to go to the bench that early, even with the universal D. I guess that's the logic behind it. I'm not too sure, but you could argue for either point. It didn't end up deciding the game. Then Franco flies out. Next inning, May starts warming up, but it doesn't matter because he doesn't come into the game in the fifth inning because McGill strikes out Escobar and Robles, and we're on to the sixth inning. Lindor flies out to left field to start the inning, so nice to see him make some contact there, though. Alonso then with a bloop hit right over the second baseman, and all of a sudden the Mets are in the hit column again, and maybe some life. Escobar, though, strikes out, but thankfully the Mets, something different that we might see this year. Hopefully we grow accustomed to this. How about producing with runners at scoring position and 2 outs? Alonso ends up going the second on a pass ball. That was one that Ruiz just was lazy on for whatever reason. Then Cano ends up walking. Canha with an RBI single, and it is 3-0 Mets all of a sudden. Then McNeil lines one the right for an RBI. Canha goes to third. Cano ends up scoring, and it is a 4-0 game. And then both comes out of the game for Machado. And McCann hit his second time in the game. He's definitely leading the league in hit by pitches as he gets hit in the back there pretty bad. And that loads the bases again. Unfortunately, though, Marte grounds out at third, and the inning ends there. Trevor May came into the game, and yeah, things got a bit shaky here with Trevor May. It started off fine. Cesar Hernandez flew out to right field. Then Soto crushes one to the second deck, and it's a 4-1 game. Yeah, Trevor May, he knows this. I don't have to say it. You can't leave one right down the middle on Soto. You just can't do it. And unfortunately, that's where the pitch was located. Again, not something that decided the game, so I'm not going to lose sleep over it, but got to pitch around that guy. He's the only really talented guy in that lineup outside of maybe Nelson Cruz. So you could afford the pitch around him, but Nelson Cruz then grounds out the short in the next at bat. Then Cano, poor defense there. He couldn't grab a grounder that was hit right to him. And then all of a sudden the Nats have Bell aboard. Ruiz gets a single that moves him to third, and then Ottavino starts getting warmed up. Maybe he has to come in, but May gets out of the jam as he forces Thomas to ground out. Seventh inning, JD Davis gets a double to left field. Then Lindor follows that up with an RBI single to center. How about Francisco Lindor getting a ribeye steak in the first game? Things we love to see, especially in first year, technically, of his $341 million deal. So that is nice to see. Alonso then hits it to a double play, and Escobar strikes out. And the Mets bring in Adam Ottavino. And how about Otto? Otto with some gas, some nasty pitches. His slider is so gross. He gets Franco to ground out with it. Throws a gross fastball to Escobar to strike him out. Then throws a gross slider to strike out Victor Robles. The movement on that slider is so perfection. It is beautiful. Again, something that we know with Adam Ottavino this year, he's going to have some stinkers. That's how the bullpen works with any bullpen. But just most times, if he's giving us that, we're going to fall in love with this guy and his gross slider. The movement of that slider is wicked, man. It is wicked. Eighth inning then, You have Murphy coming in for Machado to pitch. Cano gets a hit to left field against the shift. How about that? Robinson Cano looking solid all game, and he continues his great night. How about that 667 batting average at 1.417 OPS, baby? The first game. How about that? Then Cano is taken out of the game. Travis Jankowski will come in the pinch run there. Canna gets a single to right field. Jankowski unfortunately couldn't advance to third as close. And then McNeil grounds out, ground one to third. Jankowski was out on the fourth out there. Franco had a lot of those just unassisted putouts there. No double play though. And so the Mets still had first and second. McCann though flies out to right field after, and then Marte grounds out and the inning ends. Seth Lugo then comes in, and how about him looking pretty solid? You have Hernandez fly out to left field, and then he got the scouting report to pitch around Sotos. He walks him on 4 pitches. I won't be mad about that. I was a bit worried, I won't lie, but I guess it was part of the plan because then Cruz gets a weak grounder and Lindor throws him out. Couldn't get the double play there. And then Bell ends up striking out. We go to the 9th inning. Mason Thompson comes in for Murphy for the Nationals. JD Davis then, he strikes out. Lindor then strikes out. And then you have Pete Alonso drilled right in the shoulder and the head. You heard the plastic of the flat piece hit him. Scary situation. Thankfully, he looked okay in the dugout, but it's just scary. The guy gets into a car accident during the spring, and now you're having him hit in the head in this first game. Like, come on. The guy can't catch a break, and I feel bad for Pete right now. But that will bring Dom Smith into the game for him, and then Escobar walks, and then Jankowski strikes out in his one and only at bat. Edwin Diaz comes in, sound the trumpets. He comes in. Ruiz pops out the center. I'll tell you, my heart dropped when I saw him point to the sky there, though. Then you have Lane Thomas walk. Things get maybe a bit shaky, but nope. Diaz had strikes out Franco, and then Escobar flies out to second, and the ball game is over. Mets win this one 5-1. Total hits in the game 12 for the Mets and 6 for the Nationals. Errors 1 for the Mets, and that error was charged to probably Lindor. Yes, it was a throwing error there. And how about that? I am very impressed. You got RBIs there from Canna, Lindor, Marte, McCann, and McNeil. How about that? The new guys being Marte and Canna making themselves known early. And then Tyler McGill, 6 strikeouts, 3 hits allowed. Are you kidding me with this guy in 5 innings pitched? 5 innings of work. I'm very impressed with Tyler McGill. Very impressed. Everyone was high on him going in the year. And he is making it look pretty good so far. With runners at scoring position, the Mets were 4 for 11, so not too bad there. And the amount of runners they left on base in total in this one was 10. The Nationals left 7. Their runners at scoring position average, they were 1 for 7 there tonight. So, yeah, I'm very pleased with what I saw tonight. It's only game 1, so they got to go out and do it again, obviously. They got to go out and do it again. So, almost got away with the shutout in this one, but Trevor May left one right over the dish. But you know what? Still fine with it. They won the game. I'm not going to complain. And as of right now, they're first place in the NL East. So, yeah, I'll take that, even if it's only for a day. But hopefully they will win again tomorrow. We will be here to cover that game on the channel, of course. So be sure to subscribe if you are Met fans so you can do that. And yeah, drop a like on this video as well. Share and spread the word of the channel. Tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your sister, tell your great sister, tell your great uncle, tell anyone, tell a dog, tell a cat, tell a friend, tell everyone. And yeah, that's going to be it for this one. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go Mets, baby.